in the Middle East. So I find myself in the Gulf countries right now, and my trip is over. I've had 2 weeks off full-time travel where I've done a lot of awesome things. Initially, I was planning to only do a wizard trip, so I had several itineraries booked. I went from Sofia to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. From there, I went to Muscat, Oman. It is just one country south. That flight cost me just 20 euros for a two-way trip to Oman from Abu Dhabi. So what I did is I kept Abu Dhabi as a base, let's say. Oman was truly glorious, and after that came back to Abu Dhabi. Friends who took me all around the city, Kuwait City. Fantastic as well. The most hospitable people you would ever meet in your life are probably in Middle East. I'm quite convinced of that. It was just marvelous. They took me all around to Bahrain because it's on the way back to Abu Dhabi. So I packed it in as well, and that's where I am right now. Spent a couple of days here with another acquaintance, now friend that I have. Had a good time as well, and now just a sec. So here we are. This is the airport of Bahrain. It's called the best airport in the world, and I can attest to that. It is very big, spacious, comfortable, very relaxing, almost spiritual experience. You just walk around here and you feel as if you're in a, I don't know, a different dimension. It has it all. Easy to spend a couple of hours here. So how will the day look for me? I'm flying with the Gulf Air to Abu Dhabi again, and from there onwards to Sofia with Wizz Air tonight, and then I'll have 3 hours to transfer in Abu Dhabi. Now, how has it all been? Just wonderful. I can truly recommend the Middle East. All the prejudice that we might hear in the West is basically not true. It's beautiful, it's safe, it's friendly. People will welcome you with open arms. 2022 was a year with a lot of travel for me, and 2023 is starting basically the same way. Currently I'm in between jobs. What I do typically is I have interim projects, so temporary contracts that I work on, and then those at some point end, and I can pack in a couple of months of travel. And that's what I've done right now as well. So I've had 3 months of near continuous travel right now, which was very much to my liking. I've explored a lot of the world. And next week I'm starting a new job. Again in pharmaceutics. That's basically the sector that I work in. I do clinical trials. I run clinical studies with doctors, and I do the business part of that. So I'm a contract negotiator essentially. That's what I am. And my last job was doing that for the Netherlands Cancer Institute, which was let's say a 2-year contract that I completed. And now moving on to the next position. I'll be doing that fully home-based from Sofia, Bulgaria. I'll be working for the clinical research organization called Syneos Health, which is a very large firm. It's a bit hard to get into, but once you're settled in this field, it is fairly convenient, and you'll be pretty much set. Not only that, it is also just very interesting to work in the field. For Netherlands Cancer Institute, the projects that I worked on, some of them helped find very promising treatments for melanoma, for example, skin cancer. So it is really at the forefront of contributions, let's say. And I'll hopefully be doing the same for Syneos Health. I'll be working for I don't know how long. It's a permanent position, and we'll see how it how it turns out. Essentially, in Bulgaria, you get 6 months as a trial period, and my past few experiences were just contract, and now they offer me something permanent as well. The benefit of contract positions is that you get a higher salary because you have less stability, let's say. You can't really get a mortgage or anything. There's less stability in the sense that you have only a year or two to work on a contract, and then you're basically on the street again. You have to find something else. Not that that's an issue, but it's an inconvenience for many people, and that's why contract positions pay more, and I quite like the flexibility that they offer. So these 3 months of full-time travel that I did, they basically flew by. I've been in Bulgaria perhaps just 1 or 2 weeks out of these 3 months. In the meantime, I've packed in a lot of Italy, 2 times even. I went to Slovenia, to Austria, Netherlands, of course, for my last workday. I've packed in a lot, and now the Middle East. The videos will be up at some point, I don't know when, because even though I've edited everything, I have at least 1 or 2 years of material that I need to publish. So I have hundreds of videos that I've uploaded, still need to put live, let's say. And that will take some time because I don't want to publish everything at all. I need to spread it a bit so as not to overload the channel, let's say just 1 video per week or something like that. So what you see is not really recent, but I'll just work my way through it, so stay tuned. Sandwich, some lunch, and then I have another trip to Germany by the end of this week. I'm going to Hamburg, where I haven't been before. I managed to find a cheap flight for, 50 leva 2 ways to Hamburg. And the issue with me is that I have so many flights. I plan so many flights with so many different airlines. I'm fairly good at planning trips, but sometimes I'm a bit chaotic and I forget which trips I have planned. So if I have, let's say I'm having a coffee, I'm just browsing flights to see if there's any deals that I can take for a weekend or for a week, and I fly to whatever. And then I forget what trip I take eventually, and I need to let one slip. I think I lost the connection there. So I'm trying to pay more attention to the general planning of my trips instead of just booking randomly. I need to have some sort of keep the overview and not have duplicate bookings. I see there were some comments. Let me see. Saw some people send me messages. Yeah, I'm not seeing them here. It's like an extremely rewarding career choice. Yes, it is. It is. I've worked in IT a lot, and after that I made a switch to business, which I essentially studied, and then for the hospitals and cancer institute and that sort of jazz, it is a rewarding career choice. Как пътува до Bahrain с коя авиокомпания? So it's Bulgarian. Nick Vasilov asks me, how did I travel to Bahrain with which airline? So I flew to Abu Dhabi with Wizz Air. From there you can take a Wizz Air flight to Bahrain as well. But I made another itinerary. I wasn't planning to visit Bahrain, that's why. But you can do all of this with just Wizz Air. What do you think that foreigners can't get a mortgage in Bulgaria? Yes, you can, but